I still hear your voice when you sleep next to me. I still feel your touch in my dream. Forgive me my weakness, but I don't know how. Without you, it's hard to survive. 'Cause every time we touch, I get this feeling, and every time we kiss, I swear I can fly. Can't you feel my heart beat fast? I want this to last.
Music that was meant for the ending for episode 5,
Okay,
Better to
talk
Sleep
to
for
me.
season 2 of Telltale's The Walking Dead. Even to this day, Better to Sleep is not really talked about within the realm of talk when it comes to the Walking Dead series, and the main reason for this is how significantly darker the episode was supposed to be, and how if the original plan episode 5 were to have set forth,
Okay.
the series as a whole would be vastly different. So let's
Alright,
discuss exactly what Better to Sleep is and why the original story was changed to what we know now. Now,
Yeah,
of
why
course,
they
if you
changed
played the
it?
Telltale Walking Dead games, you would know that before you even select an episode to play, you would see first the episode title and the thumbnail, which the thumbnail is supposed to give you a general tone to what the
Okay.
episode is going to entail. Season 2, of course, has a similar layout to Season 1 where we have the two things, the title and the thumbnail. But if you remember,
No going back. I mean, well, yeah, because like I'm choosing between Jane or Kenny, so yeah.
that in the finished version of Season 2, Episode 5's title is No Going Back. As you can see, No Going Back is different to the previous title, Better to Sleep. Now comparing the two, Better to Sleep is rather a more dark tone than No Going Back.
Better to
In terms of the actual thumbnail, we can see that both are close to each other and both have similarities. Both of the images have the broken down cars,
car that AJ's in.
the snow falling, the city in the distant background, but the major difference is the two representations. One being a dead walker covered in snow, and the
Yeah, how this one more? How this the happiest Indian, bro? How is this the happier Indian, bro? It's a dead skeleton, bro. This is just a road, bro. This is just a road. Oh yeah, we gonna make it to Ellington in no time. What?
other what seems to be Clementine walking towards the distant city. But no going back, the representation of the walker being dead on the road, at least in my speculation, would be a reminder of the Walking Dead world. That being that walkers will always be a thing. It can also be a way of showcasing that the group could end up like the walker on the road, saying there's no going back if they were to not follow through with the plan. In Better to Sleep though, Clementine appearing in the distance, walking away, showcases again a more grim but also
We react to the copyrighted content, bro. This VOD not gonna be up. I'm sorry. You gonna have to wait on the YouTube. See, that's why it's there, bro. That's why it's there. That's why I should hit y'all with more long streams, so y'all miss them, and now y'all forced to watch the YouTube.
mysterious tone, since we don't really have a clear answer as to what may happen if we play episode 5. In terms of the actual episode itself, it does have some differences in which actually make the story quite different. Where Better to Sleep comes to play is really towards the end of episode 5. Of course, if you know the original plot to the story, you would know that after Mike, Bonnie, and Arvo decide to betray the group, shoot Clementine, and run off, Kenny and Jane managed to get the truck they were trying to leave out of and were able to retrieve Clementine after getting shot. Of course, this moment of everyone being safe together is short-lived when the barricade of cars meet our group. Kenny decides to get out to find Diesel. Jane makes a plan to try and prove a point that Kenny's dangerous towards Clem by leaving AJ in an abandoned car. The two fight, and from there on it's up for the player to decide which path they want to go to. With Better to Sleep though, it's a little different. Originally, instead of Jane fighting Kenny, it would have been Luke. Which in my opinion, this makes a whole lot more sense than with Jane, because if you notice, Luke and Kenny always had tension towards each other in some sort of way. From first meeting each other, when Carver arrived at the ski lodge, the radio incident, the Jane incident, Rebecca's situation with AJ, it made sense for Luke to be the one that Kenny would end up fighting.
Yeah, but I think Jane versus Kenny might be a little bit better because I'm viewing Jane versus Kenny through the perspective of Clementine. Clementine, I feel like she had a better connection with Jane and Kenny as a whole. You know, it's like she had a connection with Luke, but the thing with Jane is Jane was I feel like Clementine viewed Jane as a big sister. You know,
Also, it makes sense narrative-wise, since with that choice of choosing Luke or Kenny would have been difficult. Choosing whether to stick with the man since the beginning, despite all of his flaws he had up until this point in the story, or go with the guy that has had your back.
and the thing is, Jane has flaws and Kenny also has flaws, so they're both flawed characters. Picking Luke, I feel like, yeah, of course you're gonna pick Luke. You know, Luke is like like a Chris Clean character. It's like he has some flaws, but he doesn't have that many.
For the majority of the playthrough. Granted, there's
And I think the just picking between Jane or Kennedy is just more interesting. I'm not gonna lie.
Also been some changes to the story where originally
But I'm low key. I feel like I'm still picking Kenny. I still feel like I'm picking Kenny. He my day one.
Kenny or Troy
I don't know what Luke would have had to have done did to make me pick him.
was supposed to be the main antagonist to season 2. So if that would have been the case, then it proves even further that the choice would
Wait,
have
what's up?
had your back for the majority of the playthrough. Granted, there's also been some changes to the story where originally Kenny or Troy was supposed to be the main antagonist to season 2. So if that would have been the case, then it proves even further that the choice would have been difficult. Now, with the actual fight between Luke and Kenny, Luke, from what it seems, was supposed to take out Kenny. With that, though, he was
Oh.
planned to be killed by Clementine since he was bitten. It's not exactly stated how exactly he.
Oh yeah, I like the ending that we got way better. I like the ending that we got way better. See, I get to choose the relationships that they have with Clementine's more personal. Like Clementine kind of views Kenny as a second father figure. Clementine views Jane as as an older sister. They're both looking out for Clementine. They're both like heavily flawed. Jane left the group, and Kenny's stubborn. And if you don't, it's either his way or the highway.
Got bit, but due to that, Luke was taken out. This leaves Clementine and AJ alone together to face the cold. From this point onward is where Better to Sleep is known for, and what better way to understand what was going to happen instead than the development team.
Potential ending to this season. She was basically going to be holding AJ at the end into this like whiteout conditions.
Into the unknown.
Yeah, and then walking for a long time, like absurdly long, and then you see like a light like way on the horizon, but she's sort of like starting to like hypothermia freeze up.
Yeah.
And breathing.
And it's sort of like AJ is weighing her down. So there's a choice of, do you stay with AJ and just sit there and maybe freeze to death,
Shit.
or
Or run to the
or
light.
leave him
Oh
and
my
walk to your
God.
Yeah.
Oh hell nah! What?
It was really dark.
Of course, the decision to either leave AJ in the cold and fend for yourself or stay together and practically die together is very depressing.
Wait, I die. Yeah, no, AJ coming with me, boy. AJ coming with me, boy.
The thing about this that I feel people don't realize is how realistic it is. I know when I played season 2, there was points where I questioned how realistic
Yeah, it's realistic, but I ain't got no more content. What you mean? I don't have no more game. You serious?
the situation was. For example, when Clementine went into the water from the lake, in my opinion, I feel as though she should have died, even when she got shot by Arva with the rifle. I was kind of questioning if her being alive was feasible or just a product of plot. Even when you pick your ending, the fact there was a 9-day time skip, which what just happened not even 2 minutes ago, you're telling me that Clementine herself with AJ or with somebody else survived in the cold with no car, on foot, no food or water. With this ending, I felt that her dying by herself or with AJ makes the reality of the Walking Dead universe more alive in a way. Though dark, it sends a message that it is not always going to have a happy ending. I mean, season 1 showcases that, but with the development team originally planning to have season 2 be the wrap up for the series,
Oh, okay.
it makes sense as to why the story seems so bleak. It's sad because even though it seemed from what Lee was trying to teach to Clementine about how the world works, what she needs to do to be able to survive, it wasn't going to last that long, originally since her fate was planned to be either of the 2 deaths. An audio clip that I found that was supposed to be with the ending of Better to Sleep, with Clementine and AJ having their quote-unquote last moments together, but of course was later cut to be what episode 5 is now.
This ending would have traumatized me. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's like, you could say that it's a more realistic. It shows like the reality of the situation, but I'm not gonna lie. You're not gonna make me feel good with the ending be the death of an 11-year-old girl and her brother, pretty much. And the 1-month-old baby. Are you serious? No, nigga. No, bro. What the fuck? And I either have to leave him and then run off? What are you talking about? The thing is, the way I be playing these games, y'all know I would have left AJ. I would have left AJ. I'm not taking a noble route. I'm leaving him. I'm leaving AJ, and AJ just gonna be dead, bro. Dang.
All I can say is that if that would have gone forth, I believe that season 2 would have been deemed as part of the media that showcased what a grim, dark outcome really is. There are other factors that come into play.
I mean, just because it's grim and dark doesn't mean it's good, you know? But AJ dies either way. Yeah, like, grim and dark doesn't mean it's good, bro. Cause it's like, why the fuck are bro, if that was the ending, I'd be so pissed at Kenny. I'd be so irritated, bro. I'd hate that ending. I'd hate it, bro. I'd be so mad. I'd be so mad. I'm glad I got to kill Jane because she low key ticked me off the last 20 minutes, bro. What are you doing? Why are you crashing out on him right now? Can we just? It's like, dang, I know you don't agree with his decision, but can we just go along with it for a little bit? Dang,
with
man.
Better Sleep that overall make up for it. But in terms of what
And
happens
it's
to
like, and it's
Clementine
like,
during episode
I low key like the ending where like Wellington, even though they're full capacity, they're like, nah, we'll let the kids in because it shows that even though this world is messed up, even though it's a dark grim reality, there's still some humanity, you know? There's still some humanity. People still have hearts. People are still just trying to make it to tomorrow, you know? I like that. I like that ending. It's like, yeah, it's grim and dark. Yeah, people be backstabbing people. Yes, the real villains are the humans. But the thing is, humans can also be good sometimes. And I like that ending. I like that ending. And I feel like it was the right ending to leave Kenny. I feel like I should have left Kenny. Because I'm not going to lie, if I would have stayed with him, I would have turned 14 and he would have started crashing out on me a little bit more. You know? And yeah. And yeah. I don't trust Kenny around kids. They all die when they around him. You feel me?
5 is the main factor of why Better Sleep is so avoided when trying to talk about it. Who knows, whether going with the original plan would have turned out better despite the outcome of our beloved character.
Why Bonnie is a terrible character in The Walking Dead? I don't think she's a terrible. Like the thing is, I don't think Bonnie's a bad character. I think she's just annoying as fuck. And the thing is, being annoying and being a bad character are two different things. You know, it's like I can be really irritated with a character, but they can be still a well written character if that's their purpose. Their purpose is to be annoying. Like yes, Bonnie is a backstabbing, conniving. She's gonna do whatever she needs to get herself forward. You know. So yeah. Stop watching these. Might be spoilers for season 4. Don't tell me Bonnie lives to see season 4. There's clips of season 4. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm gonna tell y'all this. I know that AJ lives. I know AJ. The infamous clip with Berlizzi and AJ. Yes. I realized once they named him AJ. I realized AJ really about that life. I realized that. But that's all I know. That's all I know. Yeah, I know. What's the girl name? The girl that I said was hot. I know she come back because of that AJ clip. But yeah, but yeah. I mean, if you've seen what AJ, yeah, I mean, like that's hard to. That's hard to avoid though. Like grown up AJ, that's hard to avoid.
Or was it a good thing to dodge away from
What
having
about the video where
the
Jane
series
dies?
continue on with
I low.
more seasons
How old Clementine here? She look grown, bro.
and other forms of Telltale's The Walking
Oh, look at AJ. He look like a little Obar.
Dead content? What we can say is Better Sleep is nothing to laugh at, as it showcases the level of depth that, if implemented,